Good morning. It's Wednesday, the 20th of May 2020. Oh, lots of 20s there. And today we are, as promised, going to be looking at some science. So remembering the science learning we did yesterday and using that to help us do some really good maths learning today. So today we are going to find out the answer to a question by doing something called data handling. Now, data just means information, and handling just means we're going to take that information and do something with it. So the information we are collecting today is which type of animal is the most popular? So which type of animal do people like the best? Which is their favourite type of animal? So today we're going to collect that information. Now we can collect that information by asking people. Obviously we're not allowed to go to people's houses at the moment, but you can use one of these if you ask a grown-up, and you can call, ask a grown-up of course because it will be their phone, text, you could call people, you could send an email, lots of different ways you could do it. You can video call them and ask them, what's your favourite type of animal? I need to know for school. I'm going to collect this data and I'm going to find out what is the most popular type of animal. And then Granny or Grandad or Auntie or Uncle or whoever you've asked might say, I really like amphibians. And then you'll need to record that data so you don't forget it, because you might forget if you don't write it down. So you have to have some way of collecting and remembering this information. And I'm going to show you one way you can remember the information now. Okay, so I've given you in your learning pack for today a little table or a grid, we call this, that you could collect your information on if you want to. So it says animal type and it's got mammal, bird, fish, reptile, amphibian. You might want to draw a picture actually next to those just to help you remember quickly what type they are. And then over here it says how many. So I'm going to ask lots of people their favourite type of animal, whether it's a mammal, a bird, a fish, a reptile or an amphibian, and then I need to remember how many by recording it. So I'm going to go, excuse me, Mummy, what's your favourite type of animal? And Mummy might say, oh, I really like fish. So I'll say, right, one vote there for Mummy likes fish. Then I might ask my brother. I might say, excuse me, brother, what's your favourite type of animal? And then brother might say, oh, I really like mammals. So I'll say, okay, mammal. There's one vote for brother liking mammal. And I might say, excuse me, Auntie, what's your favourite type of animal, Auntie? And she might say, I really like mammals too. Oh, and I'll have to put another vote there for mammals. So I'll do a line for every person that votes for each one. Or I could do a dot or something, or a smiley face to represent each person. Something to show that one person has done one vote. Okay, and then I can collect lots of different data. So let's pretend I'm asking lots of people, oh, this person thinks this. And we had 3 votes for reptiles when I checked, and I had, gosh, 5 votes for amphibians. If you're a year 1, you might know how to tally, in which case that's okay. You can record in groups of 5 if you know the way to do it across. Year 1s, that's fine, but year R's, we haven't learned that, so we're just going to focus on this type of recording today. And then my mammals, I think quite a lot of people would like those because they're so adorable and fluffy. So that was quite a popular one. I know that my husband's mummy really likes birds, so I'll put her down for birds. There we are. Right, let's put another one on there. Okay, and something you can do once you've collected your data is you might want to put a total at the end so that you don't have to recount them every time. So let's count how many people liked mammals. I'm going to change my pen colour. I'm going to go to all blue. How many people liked mammals? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. I'm going to put an 8 there for my total just to remind myself, because I've finished asking people now, so that's as many people as are going to like mammals. Right, birds. 1, 2, 3. 3 total people liked birds. How many people liked fish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total people liked fish altogether. There's our 5. And reptile, well, I can see that's 3, so I'm going to put 3 summatising there. And amphibians, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. Oh, we've got 2. Oh my goodness. Right, that's interesting, isn't it? Okay, now you've collected your data, you are going to create a graph. I'm going to talk a little bit more about graphs right now. So as I said, once you've collected all your information and your data, you're going to present it and show your information on what we call a graph. Now we call this a block graph because we're going to do one block for each person. In fact, if you want to make it practically in real life, you could use actual blocks. You could use Lego, you could use counters to make it in real life. You could also use Post-its, and I remember a long time ago before Christmas we made a Post-it graph to show the most popular eye colour in the class. Do you remember you coloured in an eye and we stuck it on and we saw what the most popular eye colour, and we found out that the most popular eye colour in Ash class is brown eyes. I think then it was blue, and then a few people had green, and it was very interesting, and we collected that information and we could see which was the most popular really clearly, and that's why we make graphs, to show information really easily and clearly. So I'm going to make my graph now, so have a look and see. So I've collected my data, I've got all of that. Now, as I said, you might want to make this graph practically. You don't have to just do it all on paper. You could make it using real things like yellow sticky notes or pieces of Lego or toys, anything at all. Or leaves or something. You could make it practically, but you will need to label what we call your axes so that you know which votes are for mammals, which are for birds, which are for fish, and so on. So how many was it again? It was 8 for the mammals. Make that a bit smaller, that'll help. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, those ones are my votes for mammals. How many people voted for birds? I'm just going to check. Oh, it was 3 people for birds and 5 for fish. So birds, I need 3 votes. 1. This reminds me of our book voting that we do. Do you remember in Ash class where you put your Lego on there and you can see which is the most popular? It is just like that, and in fact that is a type of graph. 5 people liked fish, didn't they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you could do it this way and you could carry on. I'm not going to finish this graph. You get the idea now. Another way you could do it, which I have given you in your learning pack for today, is you could colour it in. So you've got your lines here. You've got your different types of animals here, and there's numbers all up the side to show how many people liked it. So how many people liked mammals? Do we remember? 8. Swap back again. So I need to colour in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks. Actually, they're not squares, are they? They're rectangles. 8 rectangles to show that 8 people liked mammals the most. So I'm going to colour those in. Now I'm only going to colour it in very messily, so please don't do it as messily as me. I'm trying to do it quickly. So 1 person, 2 person. I chose red just because I like the colour red. 2, 3 blocks for 3 votes. 4 blocks for 4 people. 5, 6, 7. Of course, you're going to colour these in properly. And 8. Okay, I've got to 8. I'm not going to go any higher because it was only 8 people voted for it, so I'm going to stop there. Okay, lovely. And now I need to do my bird one, and I need to put my bird votes on. There were 3 people that liked birds, so it's going to go up to here, isn't it, to line up with the 3. If you want to, you can use different colours for all the different types of animals. I'm going to use blue for birds. 3 people liked birds. 1, 2, 3 different people liked birds. And fish, I'm going to use orange like a goldfish is. It was 5 for fish, wasn't it? Oh, no, I've gone over the line. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can already see that more people liked mammals than liked birds, but more people liked fish than liked birds. And you get the idea. You could carry on that graph. Alrighty, those are your options when it comes to graphs. You can make it practically in real life, or you could make it by colouring in the squares on the grid and the template you've been given. And when you finish your graph, your task C is just to have a look at it and to think about, what does that graph tell me? Simple questions like, which animal was the most popular? That's what we wanted to find out by collecting our data. So does your graph show you which animal people like the best? Does it show you which animal was the least popular as well? And the animal that you voted for, that you liked the best, How many votes did that have? Just questions like that. Okay, that would be your task A, B and C. And that is all our learning for today. It is quite tricky. It is definitely year 1 learning, but I know that you year R's are ready to have a go at it. And if you want to make it practically with Lego or toys or sticky notes and then take a photo, that's another brilliant way of making a graph. So enjoy that, and I will see you tomorrow with another daily learning challenge. Bye bye.